South Park just trolled Meghan and Harry in the most epic way possible by turning their secret Trump dinner dreams into a full-blown royal disaster. In true South Park style, Prince Harry dreams of dining with Donald Trump, ready to charm his way back into relevance. But instead, Trump raises his glass to Prince William, calling him the future king the world actually respects. The whole table bursts into applause except for Harry, who's left clinking his glass with no one. And just when you think the humiliation couldn't get worse, Meghan jumps in from her phone with a mysterious late-night Instagram post about never needing a seat at someone else's table. Subtle. Not even close. So, why did South Park turn Harry's presidential dinner fantasy into a political nightmare? What did Meghan's cryptic message really mean? And how did this cartoon dinner turn into the biggest royal burn of the season? Stay tuned, because this one's spicy.
Look, Kyle, we just kind of don't care about some dumb prince and his stupid wife.
If we talk about South Park's favorite royal punching bags, it's definitely Harry and Meghan. And this time, the show's latest parody took things to a whole new level, turning what should have been a formal political dinner into one of the most hilariously brutal takedowns of the year. Just imagine Donald Trump's big, glittering visit to Britain, the royal family gathered under the grand chandeliers of Windsor Castle, a sea of tuxedos, tiaras, and classical music filling the air. It's the kind of setting that screams power, prestige, and please don't say anything embarrassing. Even Cartman would have been impressed, muttering, "Dude, it's like Lord of the Rings without the orcs." And Kyle, of course, would have shot back, "Yeah, because the orcs are probably hanging out in Montecito."
Down with the motorhead! Where does
Everything about the evening looked picture perfect until South Park's signature satire kicked in. During Trump's speech, he praised Prince William as a wonderful son to his father and called him the future the world looks forward to. It was all smiles at the royal table, except for one very noticeable redhead sitting quietly somewhere far from the spotlight. Trump didn't even mention Harry's name, not once. It was like he'd completely forgotten the spare existed. King Charles looked proud, the guests clapped politely, and in South Park's imaginary version of the moment, Harry would be seen silently cringing, clutching his wine glass like it was his emotional support item. And Meghan, she saw it coming a mile away. According to the South Park-style retelling, a week before the visit, she sent Harry off to London to make nice with his father. Rumor has it Harry was desperate to score a seat near Trump, imagining it would be the perfect photo op. The king, the US president, and him, side by side, flashing smiles for the cameras. In their heads, it was a scene straight out of Hollywood. The Great Reconciliation, the world applauding. Headlines screaming Prince reunites with family at Trump state dinner. But life, and South Park, had other plans.
Why are we so mad today?
Because we want our privacy.
Park County Police Station, what's your emergency?
Yeah, the neighbors across the street are setting off fireworks and it's 10:30 at night.
Oh, is it the Prince of Canada and his wife who just want to be left alone?
Yes, they're being super loud and I'm trying to work on my brand.
Charles didn't even consider giving Harry a seat at that table. Instead, the dinner became a grand display of the future monarchy, William and Catherine standing tall, shaking hands with Trump and Melania, smiling like a polished royal advertisement. Once again, Harry and Meghan were completely left out of the picture. And of course, Meghan couldn't let it slide quietly. On the day of the dinner, she posted an artsy photo on Instagram with the caption, "Seasons shift, but the garden stays magic." It was meant to sound poetic, but the internet didn't hold back. South Park-style commentary practically wrote itself. Butters would have shrugged, "Well, I guess some people throw world-class dinners, and others just pose in straw hats next to a flower vase." Kyle would have smirked and said, maybe she was trying to tell Trump that presidents and kings come and go, but their Montecito garden lives forever. But let's be honest, It looked less like a royal statement and more like a gardening club postcard. Meanwhile, at Windsor Castle, Meghan could have been sitting among the most powerful people on the planet. Instead, she was playing lifestyle influencer on Instagram. Cartman would have cracked up. Bet she's kicking herself now. From royal banquets to backyard selfies. That's what I call a downgrade.
So I went online to see what was new with Uncle Harry and Auntie Meghan, and I couldn't find a thing. I would have thought she'd have at least popped up in a tampon commercial by now.
But the story gets even wilder. After that meeting with his father, instead of attending the glamorous state dinner with Trump, the event he'd probably been dreaming about, Harry suddenly turned up in Ukraine. Yep, you heard that right. Out of nowhere, the man who once partied at royal banquets was now giving awkward interviews in a war zone. And his first public statement? I had to ask permission from my wife, Meghan Markle, and from the British government to come here. The internet lost it.
I'm sick of hearing about them, but I can't get away from them. They're everywhere, in my face.
Look, Kyle, we just kind of don't care about some dumb prince and his stupid wife.
It wasn't the strong, noble image of a prince on a mission. It sounded more like a schoolboy asking if he could go on a camping trip. In South Park terms, it was an instant meme. Kyle would have said, he's 41 years old and still asking for hall passes. Cartman would have been doubled over laughing. Please excuse Harry from class. His wife said it's okay if he goes outside for one day. And it didn't stop there. During a casual meet and greet, Harry tried cracking a joke with a young couple preparing for their wedding. But instead of a kind royal blessing, he blurted out, "So what brought you two together? The fact that you both have braces?" The couple looked horrified. The crowd went dead silent. Someone tried to lighten the mood by saying, "Well, like magnets, right?" But Harry kept going. "So when you kiss, don't your braces get stuck?" What was meant to be a cute moment turned painfully awkward. You could almost hear Cartman shouting, "Man, too bad I wasn't there. I'd have asked him if he and Meghan smash foreheads when they kiss." As a token of appreciation, the locals handed Harry a simple glass holder and a commemorative plate. It was polite, but a far cry from the royal treatment he probably expected. In South Park's world, he'd be shown flying home with his royal souvenir, muttering, "At least it's dishwasher safe."
You see, my wife and
I
I are
was totally like, you should write a book because your family's like stupid, and then so are like journalists.
Harry's trip was officially presented as a charitable mission under the Archewell Foundation banner. The organization announced a $500,000 donation to help children in difficult circumstances. Impressive on paper, except for one problem. No one actually saw the money being transferred. When pressed, Harry clarified that a pledge and a donation were basically the same thing. Kyle would have smirked. "Oh, cool. Then I guess I'm rich too. I pledged myself $1 million last night." Cartman would have added, "Yeah, and I pledged to eat healthy. So that's minus 10 pounds already." According to reports, Harry's so-called charity trip wasn't as selfless as it sounded. Between private flights from Los Angeles to London, luxury hotels, and high-end security, the whole trip reportedly cost around $250,000. The irony? He spent $250,000 traveling to announce a $500,000 pledge. Even South Park couldn't resist pointing out the math. Kyle would have deadpanned, "Second grade economics. Spend half your donation just to say you donated." Commentators were quick to point out that the real purpose of the trip wasn't just charity. It looked like Harry was trying to prove himself again, not just to the world, but to his father. By saying things like, "I asked permission from the government," it almost sounded like he was indirectly begging Charles to notice him. Like he was saying, "Look, Dad, I'm useful, I'm helping, I matter." But instead of royal approval, all he got was a polite clap and another awkward photo op.
That's right. And now you wrote a book that reports on the lives of the royal family. Right. So you're a journalist. We just want to be normal people. All this attention is so hard.
Meanwhile, back in Montecito, Meghan was playing her usual PR game. Every time Harry stumbled, she posted something deep online. Flowers, teacups, poetic captions, as if to remind everyone she's still calm, collected, and in control. But even South Park has mocked this pattern before. In their famous worldwide privacy tour episode, The cartoon version of Meghan and Harry begged for privacy while literally marching through towns with megaphones shouting, "Respect our privacy." This real-life situation felt like the sequel, Meghan's cryptic posts serving as her megaphone while Harry ran around trying to look important. By the end of it all, Harry told reporters that his conscience was clear. No regrets about Spare, no regrets about Oprah, no regrets about telling my truth. He claimed it wasn't airing dirty laundry, just correcting the record. But to everyone else, including South Park fans, it looked like another delusional attempt to justify burning every bridge he ever had. In South Park's version, you'd probably see him lounging in Montecito, sipping green juice, saying, "Everything I did was right," while Meghan films a wellness vlog behind him. And that's what makes this latest satire so funny, because it doesn't feel far from reality. Trump praising William while forgetting Harry wasn't just a political moment, it was symbolic. William and Catherine are polished, respected, and clearly seen as the future of the monarchy. Harry and Meghan, on the other hand, are stuck somewhere between Netflix deals and Instagram poetry, still trying to convince the world they matter.
Isn't it true, sir, that your questionable wife has her own TV show and hangs out with celebrities and does fashion magazines? What are you suggesting? Well, I just think some people might say that your Instagram-loving wife actually doesn't want her privacy. How?
If there's one thing South Park loves, it's exposing people who take themselves too seriously. And in this case, Harry and Meghan handed them the script on a silver platter. From the royal snub at Windsor Castle, to Meghan's poetic garden posts, to Harry's awkward one-liners in Ukraine, it's like they're living inside a South Park episode that never ends. So what does this all mean? Maybe Harry still hopes for a royal comeback. Maybe Meghan still believes she can outshine Buckingham Palace with a jar of jam and a filter. But one thing's for sure, South Park will keep turning their real-life drama into comedy gold. And as Cartman would say, respect my authority, and smash that subscribe button. Because when it comes to royal meltdowns, the laughs are just getting started.